Hi everybody, I'm Doc Shocker and welcome to Deathstate. In our last episode we ran around as our buddy Scar with mixed results. We're just going to kind of keep on the cycle here, so we'll be playing today as the Brawler, our man the Brawler. I'm also going to be trying a controller instead of keyboard. Well, just keyboard. There's really no mouse anything on this game. But we're going to be trying that. I've been, well, on my off time, I've been playing a bit of Enter the Gungeon. Not that I'm any good at that game at all. I'm actually pretty atrocious. But as I'm kind of comfortable with using a controller with that, I'm hoping that maybe in some of the more bullet-helly segments of this game, having a controller might serve me a little better. So, as we know, the Brawler, constant motion, kind of never ever stops moving, so my ability to dodge is going to be kind of paramount on this run. I believe with our last time around we did end up making it to the final boss of the game and then perished horribly. No, we're not going to be desecrating this run. It has been several days since the last time I played this, so until I can kind of get a better feel for things. The Madron Core, which gives me 10% damage, but until I get a little more kind of find my tempo, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We're not going to be sticking our neck out too far. I know there's the whole adage about who dares wins and that sort of thing, but I just think it would result in suffering and sadness. That's not what, you know, this game is about. I mean, there's certainly a bleak yet fantastic aspect to this game, but I don't think we need to look to Dark Souls ourselves with constant punishment and the like. Ruby Scimitar, it's a pretty heavy damage down, but we do have damage up, and the Brawler does additional damage over, say, like Seeker, something like that. So we'll run with the Ruby Scimitar for now. We'll come over here, grab this gold real quick. Ooh, missed a chest. Don't need the health, but the money. The monies are awesome. So pretty much this is going to be my first video of kind of a slight marathon recording session to get my backlog resuscitated. Long holiday weekend, and then my daughter contracted some strep throat, so had to do some dad stuff, you know, that sort of thing. Which, you know, as much as I love the gaming and I enjoy doing content for YouTube, the dad role comes first for sure. So, but it makes air quotes work for myself. Not that I'm playing anything that I don't particularly enjoy or anything like that, but the need for content is, in a weird way, going to kind of put my enjoyment on the back burner, which sounds far more cynical than it really is, but we're just going to take things in due time and due course and have fun with it. And then also, in case, here we go. For those of you who don't follow my Coffee and Isaac series, Escape Dead Island is on temporary hiatus, as that game is very unstable, and it makes it very difficult to record. And basically I'm in a position where I can't load the game up without it crashing pretty much. I'm not sure if that's the result of the game itself, the fact that I am using an NVIDIA card, as I'm typically an ATI user, have been for years. Moreover, for the fact that there was a time where, while NVIDIAs typically offer much higher specs, they are, at least in my opinion, and feel free to disagree, it's only been my personal experience, and I am but one individual, that NVIDIAs tend to be more unstable, more prone to crashes. So Escape Dead Island just may not be jiving particularly well with that game, as it's the only game that I'm currently playing where I have any sort of crashing issues. But typically, I do know that Deep Silver, or at least the publishers who have worked on Dead Island titles, typically use ATI stuff. So there might be a conflict there, but long story short, Escape Dead Island, until I can find some sort of fix, is pretty much going to be on an indefinite hiatus. The game is really enjoyable, and it's a shame that I kind of have to leave it short, but I'm left in a position where I think, under the best of circumstances, I would have to restart the game from scratch, and that is a bit of time investment that I'm not sure I'm really over the moon about making, to be honest. Let's see. St. Victor's Wisdom Tooth plus 20 magic points. Not bad, not bad. Still would like to get us into a tome if possible. But as with that, I think the replacement series, for those who are interested, is probably going to be the sequel to one of my old Let's Plays. I'll be playing Knights of Pen and Paper 2, which looks like an interesting game. Not sure how into lasers I am right now. I am still currently on Plague meta, so I think we're just going to ride with that. But I would still like to find a tome at some point, preferably on this level, before we have to go fight our boss. Not that Shar Sahal or the Crystal Council are really overwhelming bosses. I would still like to go in there with some good chunky damage, more so than just my Plague Tears. It's not the end of the world. I do have 70 magic points and a good special on Brawler, which should be 3 seconds of invulnerability, followed by, I think, like 8 seconds of cooldown. So as long as I use that properly and not be kind of a dummy about it, we shouldn't have any problem with any of the bosses that we'll be fighting here. The sleeping things are restless, but have begun to stir. I must become master or be consumed. Okay, Gerkul, the High Star Child. Interesting. Was not expecting this, but again, I'm not profoundly worried either. Been taking some kind of dumb hits, but nothing that we haven't recovered back to full health on. Let's see, it looks like we're moving into second phase. Yep, there's our hit. Ooh, that was clutch. But easy peasy, not a difficult fight by any stretch. And we got Twin Hearts for 2 hit points, and we also received the Termachin's Lung, which is fire damage and a +1 luck. Let's sip some coffee here. What a horrible night to have a curse. Oh no, man, I just went Horror Babylon. Ooh, that's pretty hot entrance there. like this champion's going to be too difficult to handle. The blue blood hungry heart, 1 max HP, some magic regen, and I think, nope, not magic points. I'm not entirely sure what the third bonus was. Like I said, they could just keep that little blurb on the screen for another, 2 seconds, so that way my attention isn't getting drawn. It's like we're laying in some good melee hits, which is another trademark of the brawler. He does contact damage, which is a good thing, seeing as he never, ever, ever stops. We got a mystery potion. Not even sure which of my buttons on my controller here are going to activate potions and the like, but let's see what we have. What's this going to do? Emoliate all. It's a damage down. Well, not particularly interested in that, since I do have a fire damage up. I'm not sure how well they would balance. But maybe we can have a look here in just a second. Alright, so we can pop over here, have a look. Our fire damage is 20% for a negative 0.4. So, put us down to 0.5, another E. So, I guess it would probably be a wash, but I think our plague bullets probably have greater range, I'm suspecting, than fire. We've got the Blue Demon Aspect Stone. Sure, why not? I don't think we've had the Blue Demon Aspect, so let's go for it. I think we've only had the Red Demon in the past. Alright, so this looks like it's going to be a dead end for us, possibly. Oh, we got quite the bump in magic points, too. We went from 70 to 100 quite quickly. Switch our playstyle slightly. I mean, staying always moving is never going to hurt, but we're no longer kind of pinned down by that restriction. As you can see, I can stop. I can stop. Ice some fools. More fools for the icing. Have I just missed our exit somewhere? Guess we'll swing way over this way. Come up here and then over this way. Must be. Must be this way. Yep, there it is. Very strange location. That was a little surprising, actually. Layer 6. Alright, so we've got us some white noise heads. Bursting sack dude baby things. Lots of them, as a matter of fact. Let's see what there's our special. Alright. So if you're ever using an Xbox controller with this game, X button is your special. Not sure what it even does. I could probably look, I imagine, somewhere. Still looking for a tome. I could really use such things. Ooh, I've gone too deep. Start making some headway for ourselves here. Well, I'm really getting into my mic this morning. My apologies if you're hearing my 5 o'clock shadow grinding against the microphone. I'm sure that has to be a less than pleasant experience. Anything down there? Does not look like it. up this way. Let's see what this has to offer for us. Ah, giant chest. That's good stuff. Still not a tome, but it should net us potentially some different weapons, organs, etc. Try and make some real estate for ourselves so we can move around. I want this guy toasted. Alright, come on. Pop. Thank you. And you die too. Okay, here we go. Plenty of health laying around, that's good stuff. One down. Alright, there's two. Okay, there we go. Hermit's Heart, the Brute's Lung, and a trinket, the Iron Maiden's Head. Concentric Flames, probably not bad. I think we do have bonus fire damage currently, so it might do good things for us. Probably shouldn't dawdle any longer. Is that a champion? It's got to be a champion, right? For the amount of hits this guy's taken, he's got to be a champion. There we go. Hungry Heart, 1 max HP, 1% luck. Dead end. We need to kind of expedite ourselves here just a little bit. Holy, there's a tome up there. First one ever. Die, y'all. Die. Alright. Helus Invectus. Yeah, here we go. I was waiting. 'Twas waiting. Alright. A brain is a terrible thing to have only one of. Well, he's not wrong. Start whooping on the troll clerics with their sugar skulls and the whole bit. Die. Thank you. You too. Try not to get ourselves too terribly flooded. We need to start picking up health as it drops on the ground, or else we're never going to make it to our next boss. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just about dodged into those. Hasty. I think I've got a lot of magic points, so we can kind of spam that attack when the need rises. Getting some good health drops. I would imagine that probably has a direct correlation with our luck stat. Haven't really been going too hard on potions this run. I hope you don't hate me for it, but typically it seems that the potions, with maybe the notable exception of using the Scientist, start things hard, more HP, some dark damage. So we're rocking on the HP front. That is for absolute certain. But as I was saying, with the exception of the Scientist, who can instantly identify potions the moment she picks them up, generally they're kind of a very sticky situation, because there aren't very many other than like a full health potion or maybe a bomb potion that seem to be really worthwhile. Otlash, the magnificent, the malignant flesh beast. Good old 3-phaser. Our damage is not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but we're not in terrible shape either. I'll be bound to take hits along the way, but our health is such that we're in a pretty amazing spot with it. If I manage to squander 6 full health containers against this guy, well, it would be me. Absolutely 100%, but it also would be pretty awful. Alright. Into the 3rd stage. Hit him with some fire damage. Maybe a little bit more. I think we'll have him sorted here in just a second. Alright, there we go. Let's hope he drops something just rad. The Toxic Spore, plus 25% damage, 1% damage taken. I don't know if that was a negative. I hope it was a negative. Not that I can understand what damage, like 1% damage taken on heart containers. It's not percentage based, so I'm kind of lost on that. Let's see. We are in the Maze of Ix now. This place has not been the best for us in the past, but I think we'll be okay. As long as we just kind of stay good on our dodges, get out of the way of the silly bullets before the silly bullets damage us. Got to say that the Iron Maiden thing we got here is super good. I'm really enjoying it. Just being able to kind of willy-nilly spam this fire attack when things get tough is... Alright, so that's my first actual kind of issue I've had, I think, with the controller, is while I've got kind of a full 360-degree dodge pattern now, for dodging ability, more so than just your cardinal directions that I was getting from keyboard, it's kind of tough to be precise, I guess. Because I should have been able to just dodge over the toxic slime on the ground, but C'est la vie. Such is life. Looks like we've got the beholders, gibbering maws, some laser hatred. Ooh, those things. Why is everything super, super red now? Is a shader broke or something? I don't know. Grab that health, get that mummy sorted. Let's light them suckers up. Chest up here. Hopefully there's going to be some health good stuff in it, which I foolishly went for when I really shouldn't have at that very moment. What's our book? 2 lasers. 2 lasers beats 1 fire. That's just math for you. I'm getting a little flooded here. As you can see, being reflected in my amount of health I'm currently sitting at. Not to mention I'm giving myself a really good case of highway blindness when I see a health bit on the floor and I hear a champion, which is awful, and it frightens me to a huge degree. Up. Alright. Nope. Nope. Oh, I hate that thing so much. Alright, the half pumpkin skull. Fire a fear bullet every 10 seconds? Is that what that was? Oof. Yeah, we're getting ground down pretty good here. There's no reason on earth I should have all of this health or all these health containers and be down to 2 hits. But that thing can plant its slips upon parts of my anatomy, for sure. The halls. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be curtains for us. And it is. Man, that... Oof. Sometimes you just roll a maze of X and it is awful. But anyway, didn't unlock anything for ourselves, and we're back to somewhere between. And that will be enough for today's episode of Deathstate. If you've enjoyed the video, please be sure to press the like button down below. If you have any comments, questions, or critiques for me, you can leave those in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. And with that, this has been Deathstate. I'm Doc Shocker. You've been great. Happy gaming.